Welcome. This will be a strictly Pilates-based abdominal series.
Coming on down to the mat, placing your hands on your pelvis and tucking and gently releasing to neutral. So bringing the hip bones and pubic bone in one line is neutral, and lifting the pubic bone is what we consider a supported pelvis. Now finding the supported pelvis and holding there, lifting up one leg at a time, just testing your ability to maintain that posture. Just a couple more like this, lifting and lowering the legs. And now we'll come into neutral pelvis and repeat the same thing. So here it will feel different because it takes some effort to hold the neutral in a supine position. Your rib cage should be reaching down toward the ground. You will feel some effort in the low back. Finishing out here, we're going to tuck the pelvis, pressing the low back into the mat. We're going to extend our arms forward, exhale, lift on up. This is right now your Pilates crunch. We're preparing for the hundreds. In this pose, we inhale at the bottom and then we exhale and lift on up. We're really focusing on keeping the belly from pushing up to the ceiling, keeping it flat as best you can. This next one we're going to hold, we'll do the hundreds. So you're going to pulse your arm straight down, just moving from the shoulder girdle. And if you want, you can lift both legs or keep your legs down. Do your best here to breathe. We inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Hang in there. This is an endurance run. Take breaks whenever you need to, but if you want to challenge yourself at this point, you can extend the legs to challenge your ab stability just a little more. Really key in on your abdominal strength here so that your neck is not gripping. We're almost there. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Last little section here. Exhale 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hold it up and relax down, hugging your knees in, rocking side to side. Also rocking your head side to side to relax the neck if it did in fact overact a bit. Let's bring our knees right up over the hips in a tabletop position. Hands will place right in front of the thighs, sort of as a landing pad, as we extend one leg in a single leg stretch. Upper and lower abdominals here are active. The back of the low neck is relaxed as much as it can be. Using the abs to pull the knee back in and switch. You can rest the head down anytime you need to. Some people do also sometimes place their head on a block to work their way toward being able to support their neck if that's something you'd like to try today. Let's take a break before we go into a double leg stretch. So knees right up over the hips again, hands by the sides, and then you're going to extend your arms overhead like you're taking off a top hat as your legs extend forward. This is double leg stretch. In Pilates, we do our best not to puff the abs out. One way that we do that is by engaging a radial breath, one that breathes into the back rib cage and the side instead of just the front. Extend out, draw it in. And our last one here, hug the knees in, rock side to side. Again, rocking the neck if you need to. Extending your legs up, holding on to one leg, and then lowering the other. This is your scissor. There's an optional little pulse at the end. Keep your head down or come on up. There's also an option to play around with flexing the feet and pointing the toes. I'm not doing the alternating one today, but maybe we'll work toward that if you're familiar with Pilates. So here, the breath is shh, 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 shh. That's a Pilates breath. Not mandatory, but just something I want you to be aware of if you choose to do it. And then we're going to go ahead and relax it down. Now we head to our fourth exercise in the series of 5 in Pilates. You're going to extend the legs up and we're going to do those hinges. Now you can keep your upper body up if that's something you're working toward, or you can allow your upper body to rest down like I'm doing here, just focusing on hinging the legs and drawing them back. Here we keep the low back on the mat, maybe even putting your hands on your hips to help make sure, noting that when the low back starts to arc that you've probably gone too far, and to back off and reset. Just a few more. For 2. Last 1. Relaxing the legs in toward the chest. And now for our final exercise in this series of 5, come on up, placing the hands behind the head, just gently cradling. We'll revisit the single leg stretch and then twist the upper body knee to elbow. This is your oblique twist. Here we try not to rock on the pelvis, really lifting the upper body to facilitate that twist. Twist, twist, just a couple more each side. On this next one, you're gonna hold and switch, holding now the other side, and relax. And that was a series of 5. Now we're going to go into lower abdominal crunches. You first want to hinge your legs a little closer to your upper body and then go up toward the ceiling so that there's slightly less momentum facilitating the movement and more abdominal strength. And 3. This is 2. And on 1, we're going to kind of hold up and pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And on 1, we'll hold and relax. Next, we're going to do the roll up. We're going to extend our legs in front of us and arms overhead. Inhale as you prepare, and then exhale, slowly roll up the head, neck, shoulders, extending over the legs, and then tucking the tail and slowly returning back to the start position. As we roll up, really press the heels into the mat so that the hip flexors are not trying to take over. And then exhale, slowly roll down 1 vertebra at a time. Resetting at the bottom. Again, inhaling and slowly rolling up. Exhaling, folding up over the legs. Inhaling here. Exhaling, uncurling back down. This will be the last one at this pace, rolling up, extending forward, coming back down. On this next one, we're going to focus on how long we can hold each part of the pose as we come up with control. Taking a little bit of a break because we're going to do the same thing on the way down. So here we're going to tuck, find where the abs start to feel effort, hang out here for a moment, then go down a notch, and then another, and another. Hang in there, we're almost down. One more level down, and relax all the way down. Shaking it out. Now let's transition onto our sides. From here, we're just lifting and lowering the hips, engaging the oblique abdominals. Very small movement here, not focusing so much on like the full extension of your plank. As you can see, our knees are down. You can extend it if you want to challenge yourself, but this class is mostly focused on abdominal strength and not so much getting into the full stability of the body. Let's head to our last one and hold here. And then slowly lowering down. Switching sides. Coming onto that forearm, elbow right underneath the armpit. As we lift up, hollowing out the armpit so that we're not sinking into that shoulder joint, and using the abdominals to lift up. Lift and lower, up and down, And here we'll hold it up. And slowly coming down. Let's make our way to the top of our mat, lifting up our knees, taking our hands and kind of externally rotating the legs so you can grab onto the ankles. And you're going to clap your feet together, roll back, clap your feet at the back, roll forward, and repeat. This is known as seal. It's usually the final pose, but we're actually doing this just to release the hip flexors a little bit before we do our final pose for the day. And this is certainly not easy, although it is very fun. So embrace the laughter. It's a good time. All right, now final pose. Extend the legs, and the legs are separate here. They're in like an A shape. Hands are on the outsides of the ankles. You tuck the tail to roll back, and then as you come forward, you lift your chest, extending the spine. So we're revisiting the pelvic positions of neutral here, then supported, tucking the tail, coming back. It creates a curve that allows us to roll back. So pulling in the abs to roll ourselves back, and then using the abs to come up and extending into that full neutral posture. It's not easy. This is called open leg rocker. Coming on up, lift your heart. And then if you want, challenge your balance in a very wide leg, hollow body, and now drawing the legs in, holding, and release, rocking side to side. Let's draw our knees up and go into a resting twist. Let's switch over to the other side, allowing your spine to relax and settle into this twist. Drawing yourself back to center. Then let's roll ourselves up to a seated position. Thank you so much for joining me today.